what's going to be? How's it hanging? How's it happening? You guys know this is Kevin from the Chord Progression Podcast. And today we have Catch Your Breath back on once again. Their brand new album, Shame on Me, comes out this Friday. So we talk about what to expect on the brand new album. We look at the band's growth over the past year and how it continues to be absolutely crazy. Touring with bands like Falling Reverse as they fire Atreyu from ashes to new. And why the mentality of the band is, why not us? Are you guys ready for another great one? You better be. Let's go! Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of the Chord Progression Podcast, you have probably, and I will say probably because it is undoubtedly that you have, watched this band's rise from the beginning of the year till now, and we're bringing them right back on because they've got a brand album called Shame on Me coming out on October 20th. You've heard the song Dial Tone. You've heard the songs 21 Gun Salute. You've heard it all. You've probably seen them live when they were on tour with Until I Wake, when they did some shows with Falling in Reverse and Ice Nine Kills, when they were on tour with Memphis May Fire and Atreyu, and now at the end of the year going back out on tour with From Ashes to New and The Word Alive. This band has been growing like crazy, and I can't wait to catch up with these guys right now and get ready for this brand new album. So please welcome back to the podcast, Josh, Teddy, Keenan, and Onell from Catch Your Breath to the podcast. So gentlemen, welcome back.
Hey, good to be back.
Hey, very good to be back, man.
It's good. It's good to have you guys back on. And like I alluded to, the growth you guys have been on since the beginning of the year has been just, it's been outstanding to see. Just the amount of shows you guys been on, the growing number of shows you get on, the amount of people you've been able to play in front of, the growing numbers, everything around there. So I got to ask, it's got to feel pretty good to be seeing this kind of growth, right?
Yeah, excellent.
Pretty awesome.
Say excellent, pretty awesome. It sounds good. And The first thing I want to ask about is because I remember when I had you on last time, it was right before the Until I Wake tour kicked off, and you guys were talking about trying to get on bigger shows, bigger tours and everything. And then right after that, I saw you guys get on a number of shows for that Popular Monster tour with Falling Reverse and Ice Nine Kills. So how did that all turn out?
It was insane, man. It was so fun, surreal experience. Playing in front of 10,000 people every night is no joke.
A lot of growing pains for sure, man.
Oh yeah.
A lot of growing pains.
I think that was the first time we got nervous for a show, like in a long ass time. For the first one we did with them. Yeah.
Say, well, are you nervous that first time around? I mean, I know it's a big show. I know it's a lot of people, but like, what were the nerves going through you at that moment? Especially, probably walking out on stage, just seeing how many people are out there with that, having the moment of like, holy fuck, how did this happen?
Well, that definitely plays into it.
I think like we were nervous about playing in front of a lot of people, but it was also like not looking stupid in front of some of our idols. We definitely didn't want to look stupid in front of like Under Oath or Slaughter to Prevail, and definitely not Ronnie because
he'll call you out.
Yeah, he will. He would go to Twitter and be like, "Yo, this Catch Your Breath band sucks."
Nah, just kidding. He wouldn't do that.
Probably not, no. But no, it was a great experience. Their crew loved us. We never heard anything bad. We actually got a thank you letter card from Ronnie and Falling in Reverse. So it was like
champagne
really
too, right?
Yeah, we got some champagne from them. It was awesome, man. The catering was freaking insane. Probably one of the highlights of that whole tour was having catering.
Oh yeah, healthy food every day was great.
A definite noticeable difference on your mood and how you play and all that stuff. You're not feeling like shit. So it was a whole different experience that we knew we shouldn't get used to, and we missed it till this day.
It'll be back.
Well, hopefully it's an experience you can get used to later down the line, but it does a couple of things. One, it just shows you how good it can possibly get when it comes to, you get to that level where you're playing in front of 10,000 people. You're able to eat healthy every single day. You're not dependent upon fast food joints and, gas station sushi. That's probably going to make your guts explode if you ever think about buying it. There's so many little things that get wrapped up in there, but to see, again, the growth that you guys have been having and to get a taste of what it's like to potentially be on these top tours and to really get a feel for it. I understand where the growing pains can come in and not wanting to think about, okay, don't want to get used to this because, of course, going out on tour once again, you're probably not going to have this for maybe some time, maybe for a while. Maybe you'll get it again next year. Who knows? but all comes down to you see where it is, you see your music can lead you, where it is leading you. And it's got to be very inspirational, even for you guys as well, as you guys are going on more tours, as the new album's coming out, everything around there. And then playing with your idols as well, like playing with Fallen Reverse, playing with Under Oath, playing with Slaughter to Prevail. It's you guys, if I would have told you guys this, a year ago, you would have been doing this. Would any of you guys ever believe me that you'd been playing with those guys?
Hell no.
No.
Maybe eventually, but next year, I was like, that was just crazy. The way it blew up, like, in magnitude so fast.
Yeah, but if it's gonna blow up in magnitude,
like our agent for all that too.
Yeah,
you gotta think
thank you, Nick.
That's like he's a huge piece. Our booking guy. He's another big part of why we were even there.
Yeah.
So
shout out Nick, you're the best.
Man. Yeah.
You always got to give the booking guy. You got to give the rest of the team a shout out as well.
Everything matters. Every little piece matters.
Yeah, if you don't give them a shout out, then it's it shows appreciation for what they're doing, especially because as you guys musicians going up there on stage performing every night, as you're creating the music as well, there's so many other people around helping out with this that are elevating the band to a certain level to where, again, seeing you guys do some opening spots for some of these other bands, all of a sudden now you're going and doing opening spots again for Falling in Reverse, Ice Nine Kills. Now all of a sudden, at the end of the year, you're doing it with From Ashes to New and The Word Alive. It just keeps going. It just keeps growing. And again, it's really cool to see. I got to keep saying that. And I want to jump back a little bit more to you guys going out, with Falling in Reverse, especially because that's, again, a large amount of people. You're playing in front of like 10,000 potentially a night. What was it like being up on stage in front of that many people, especially as a band that's been growing at the rate that you guys have been?
Sorry, you can go first.
I was going to say, on stage was probably like really no different. It was probably actually more fun with like a ton of people in front of us while we were playing. It was before we went on stage that was kind of the nerve-wracking part. It was like waiting to go on and play. It was like oh shit! Like every night we would do the same thing. We would come up and get ready and look out at the audience and be like, man, that's a shitload of people.
Yeah.
And then we would just go up and crush and have like the absolute best time of our lives.
For me, it was more like not even the amount of people, because before we played the whole Falling in Reverse tour, we played this festival in Oklahoma called Cat Fest.
Oh yeah,
and that was a very large amount of people, and it was during the daytime outside, so it kind of like set in what the crowd was going to be like before you actually hopped on there. But for Falling in Reverse, for me, the nervous part wasn't even like the amount of people. It was just like how we went from doing a club tour where it's like, it's like 400, 500 people. And then the stage is just like right next to the green room. It's chill. It's like a bar environment. Then this time it's like, you don't know what you're walking out into in these like stadiums. And you just like walk out and you see all this expensive, like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment just sitting right there. To be really careful. Don't leave your water on the stage. Anything like that. That's what made me more nervous. Is like everything's so much more legit all of a sudden.
Yeah, the seriousness of everything, like amplified. Like where, like when we like say for instance we did the tour with Memphis and Atreyu, and it was like super lax. Like there would be like a sign here and there telling people how to get to their green rooms. Like when we went on the Falling tour, it was like a guy's job to go hang up flyers on the door and then like make a pathway out of like colored tape arrows to show you where your green room was. And then they also had safe rooms just in case anything went terribly wrong during the show. There was like safe rooms there, and they had like cops come in with dogs that sniffed bags. And like, dude, I'm telling you, the seriousness of it would like amplified by like 10,000%. And it was like that was like our eyes opening and being like, okay, like this is where it can end up, and like this is how serious it can be. So like, there's something to strive for there.
Yeah. We always take our job seriously, but when it goes from like chill environment where you gotta stick to a schedule, but it wasn't like everything's got to be perfect with your timing. There's so much more pressure. Yeah,
you can roll up to like your sound check like within 30 minutes of like your time on like club tours. During the Falling in Reverse shows, though, it was like we had to be at Red Rocks at 7 a.m. And then I think every other load in was like 9 a.m. after that. And like we had to be there because if we weren't there, like somebody was pissed at us. Yeah. Because like if we're not there at 9 a.m., then like this truck can't fit here and they can't do this job. So like we have to be there. And yes, our sound check isn't until 3 or 4 o'clock, but you better be here at 9 a.m. And it was like, okay, it's just like it's a lot different and it's just like a lot more serious. But it's probably because there's a lot more people involved and like a lot more money.
More
but
moving
it should
parts.
be that way because that shows you the standards of how things are supposed to be.
Yep.
Yeah. As like the seriousness level of like that tour versus like any other tour we've done is like the potential amount of money that those bands are making. Like we're talking about like $1 million a night in revenue each night for all the bands, maybe even a Falling in Reverse. So like they are like super strict because anything goes wrong, it hurts like $1 million versus like a club tour. These bands make like what 10, 20K a night maybe, but
it's just like a whole different league of like craziness.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All drop.
Yeah, I think it did. If he jumps back on, I'll get him back on easily. It's no big deal. But that's just insane to think about as well. What you're used to, club shows and just going to these different, like, larger music venues. Even before the Falling in Reverse tour, it's, smaller clubs where even sometimes the stage is like 2 or 3 feet off the ground and there's no barricade in between you guys and the crowd. There's no security there. People can jump up on stage and jump off and have a blast. And now it's like, 'cause I know some of the venues you guys were at with the Memphis Fire and Treyu tour. Now it's like, okay, some of these bigger venues, some more people where, maybe a night you're getting like 750 to 1,000 people to show up. Now there's more into it, but it still has that same vibe compared to, when you have something as big as arena shows with so much money, so much production going behind there. It does make sense where they're going to want to have everything be on such a rigid schedule so that they can make sure everything goes off without a hitch so that when the fans come to the show, when the fans are seeing you perform live, it seems like there has been no issue, that there's nothing wrong that's happening. Everything is just so spot on, slick, clean, good to go. But it's still intense just to go from, one end of the spectrum all the way to the other and then kind of going back to it, but not as far back. It's like you're still continuing to grow, but it's still just having that massive leap forward to see this is what it could potentially be. That's still, it's still something amazing that amazes me to this day that you guys had the ability to do and still crushed it.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yep. Thank you. It's a lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work and pays off. And during those shows as well, because taking a look at the bands that were on the build in terms of, notoriety, in terms of fan followership and listenership, I knew that, Flowers Prevail, Under Oath, Ice Nine Kills, Crown the Empire, Falling in Reverse, of course, going to have much more of a larger capacity in that instance than you guys did at that point in time. But when you guys were out on stage, when you guys were playing your songs, did you have those moments where the fans knew every single word to the songs, especially when songs like 21 Gun Salute and Dial Tone came on?
Oh man, at that time it was Dial Tone, man. I remember specifically playing in Hershey at the hockey arena. I forget what the hockey is. Probably Giant Stadium or something like that. I can't remember. Anyways, we played Dial Tone, and I remember hearing over my in-ear the crowd singing Dial Tone back to me. And the same night, we were playing 21 Gun Salute on that tour, and it hadn't been released yet, so nobody knew it. But during the bridge of that, I told everyone to get out their cell phones and lighters, and I mean, they lit up that entire stadium, and like that was like our first like cue that like people might end up like 21 Gun Salute, it might end up going over well. And Hershey, but Hershey, yeah, Hershey was insane.
Man, that just puts a smile on my face to hear that. That's insane. I absolutely love hearing it. Seeing the fact that the fans, even like, especially with 21 Gun Salute, took to a song so heavily that it hadn't even been released yet. And then, of course, when Dial Tone comes on, everyone was know the words to that song. Everyone's getting into it. Everyone's singing along to it. And it's just with that many people potentially singing back, over your in-ears as well. It just had to just be this pounding, just overbearing thing. It's like, are my in-ears broken, or is the crowd just that loud?
Yeah, they're loud.
I mean, well,
I could never hear that,
but
they told me about it.
So
I'm just poking at Keenan.
I'll say, of course, O'Neill couldn't hear it. He's going smash and grab behind the kit the whole entire time, so that's all he's focusing on.
Yeah. I was like, I can't hear. We have to add a crowd mic or something, man, because like I feel like they're just dead, and I'm like, I feel like we're playing these songs, and I just feel like just dumb.
Yeah, just a side note, I don't think Keenan's wireless and in-ears have ever worked simultaneously for one show.
No,
that's Teddy.
That's Teddy.
Because he was always furthest away. He was always running.
It's
you
always
ever see videos on?
I was gonna say it's always a guitar wireless or their in-ears. It's one or the other. Something's missing, or I can't hear myself through my in-ears.
Well, now we're getting a good upgrade soon, so.
I'll say I hope you guys are getting a good upgrade with that kind of stuff, especially the shows you guys are playing, the notoriety the band is gaining, and hopefully the money that's being made is even more, so that you guys can get that upgrade. So Keenan isn't running around like a chicken with his head cut off trying to make something work, whether it's his in-ears or his wireless, just whatever it might be.
Yeah, man, the fans are taking good care of us.
Yeah,
sure.
And man, they're going to keep taking good care of you as well, because I mean, you probably saw it once again, like, right when you went on tour with Memphis May Fire and Atreyu, just seeing how people were being receptive to the band as well. Now that it's, a little bit of a smaller setting compared to the Falling Reverse one, but it's something where people know more about the band and people know the kind of tour you guys just came on. So in a way that gives a little more stock to fans that are just getting to catch your breath, like, oh, shoot, this band is really something. If they've already gone on tour with this, they've played these kind of big shows, what's coming next? Like, it just kind of adds in there. So did you see a lot of the growth continue on off of that during the Memphis May Fire Atreyu tour?
Say that again?
Did you guys see a lot of the growth and, like, from the fans' perspective to continue on from the Falling Reverse tour when you went on tour with Memphis May Fire and Atreyu?
Oh, yeah.
For
sure.
Yeah, we had a ton of people come back saying like they just caught us a month ago at the Falling Reverse tour. It was literally every day.
It was like our old our previous tour manager. He was on tour with like Escape the Fate, I think, or Mudvayne at first, and then Escape. And he was saying that he was seeing a lot of people with like our shirts at their shows. And obviously we weren't playing. And I was like, well, that's a sign right there. You know what I mean? Like, they're seeing our stuff at their shows, and we're not even there. We're like in a whole different state. You know what I mean? So that's cool to hear.
Let's say if there is a sign that there's plenty of signs that you can pick up on, but that is definitely one of those signs that you guys are really catching on with a lot of fans is people are going to shows, people are wearing your shirts, and they're not even at your shows. And people that are in the industry, people you guys know, are catching on to this and they're seeing this. And it's like they wouldn't say it if it was like, oh, I saw it once or twice. No, they were saying it because they're seeing it on a consistent basis day in and day out.
Yeah. Understand.
Saying now hope. And now hopefully this can all just continue on with you guys going out on tour with From Ashes to New and The Word Alive, which personally, I'm not going to lie, I'm really, really excited to see where that's going to go.
Why wouldn't it be bigger? The album would be out by then or before then, so they'd be streaming it and it'd be bigger. I'm hoping.
I think so.
I think so. I really like our album a lot. So
yeah, we just released Mirror, and we're going to be going on tour. Ekoh is going to be there too, so there's going to be a nice little feature every night.
That was actually something I was going to ask about potentially a little later on, but now we're talking about doing a jump into it because I had no idea who Ekoh was at all. And recently I ended up talking with Telly from The Word Alive as well about the tour. And he's like, yeah, of course I know, From Ashes, they went on tour together last year. He's like, of course I know to Catch Your Breath, but I don't know anything about Ekoh. So what's really cool about the whole entire aspect with you guys releasing a song with Ekoh right before, like with the album, but also as a single before the album comes out, is a lot of people that are going to be going to that show, going to that tour to see you guys, and are going to be listening to the brand new album. They're going to actually get a taste of what Ekoh is like. So you're actually bringing more people in the foray, even for the opener, than, you know, maybe somebody else is potentially doing, which is still a really cool thing. I got to know who he was even more now. I'm like, you know what? Kind of down for this. This is going to be interesting. Let's see where this is going to go.
Yeah, we talked him into that when we were doing our TikTok shoots for Mirror, because he was like, you know, I don't know if I'm going to do it. You know, it's kind of like a rock thing. And I like, you know, I'll be the opener. I don't know how it's going to go for me. And we were like, dude, like, regardless of whatever you think, just go, because we promise we'll make it fun for you regardless. And so he was like, all right. And he's going to go on tour with us. I think it's going to go over really well for him, because I think his music is going to cross over so well with our scene. So I think it's just nothing but good news for Ekoh, and people are about to figure out who Ekoh is really quick.
I tend to have to agree with you on that, especially given the tour you guys are going on with From Ashes to New headlining, where that crossover between where you guys are, where the Word Alive is, and where Ekoh is, completely funnels a lot through From Ashes to New in that mixture and just kind of branching off for the fans. And with From Ashes to New being the headliner, that's going to be, of course, the main draw, as any tour is. It's always the headliner that's the main draw. So people are going to be more open to what Ekoh's going to have, especially if they don't know who he is. And after listening to Mirror as well, they're going to have a little bit of a taste behind it, getting into it. So the dude's in a perfect spot, especially when it comes to trying to cross fan bases and cross genres. This is the perfect tour for him to go on.
Yeah, he kind of sits in, like, he's not the same artist and they don't sound the same, but he kind of sits in the same spectrum as like Ryan Oakes, you know, where like they're like a rap artist, but they're not completely a rap artist. They're in the alternative community, so like they add like that rock element, and it's really nice. So I think like we were sold that Ekoh should do this tour before we even spoke to him about it, because, you know, we know he's gonna crush on that tour, and the fact that we all know each other and we're friends is just like icing on the cake. So
I can remember like when we were talking about when we're eventually going to play Mirror live, and we're like, it would be so cool, if Ekoh actually comes out and did this with us, wouldn't it? And here we are.
Yeah, and here we're going to play a whole tour with him. Yeah,
you get to play a whole tour with him, and you get to do this every single night. Bring him up on stage, and that just adds more to the show as well. When, you know, we know a lot of bands when they have, you know, different people that are on tour with them, and those bands or those artists have featured on those certain songs. It's always something that sits in the back of your head as a fan where, oh shit, this band is touring with this band. They did this song together as a feature. Can we get something like that to happen one night or the whole entire tour where they just come out and sing that song? It was like with the Motionless in White tour that's happening right now. Every time Brian Garris comes out and sings Slaughterhouse to them, it's just, that's something that the fans wait for every single moment. So this is something where even if the fans don't know what they're getting, if you liked Ekoh, especially when you first go see him on this tour, and all of a sudden you're like, oh man, that was cool, that was slick, and then they see him come up and perform Mirror Live with you guys, I mean, that just adds more fuel to the fire. It adds more of an experience to the fan that's going to be there that doesn't know exactly maybe some of all this music, maybe even any of it, just looking forward to seeing maybe the War Live, maybe just From Ashes to New, but it's like, now you're sold. Now you've witnessed something that you're probably not going to witness again for quite some time.
Yep. You hit the nail on the head.
And it's a cool thing. And even when listening through Mirror as well, I wasn't necessarily sure what to expect on that track, given, you know, I'm like, okay, well, I've, you know, here Dial Tone, here 21 Gun Salute, here all the other ones you guys got going out right now. When Mirror came out, I'm like, this wasn't necessarily what I was expecting. But then again, I kind of went in there happily not knowing what to expect because of the Ekoh feature. I'm like, how's this all going to play together? So how'd this whole entire song come together fully to make it the way it is today?
I believe it was, I went to do like a few like one-off songs, you know, and I think Teddy would probably remember better how the Ekoh thing got thrown around.
Yeah, so it was me and you. We went to Vegas with Curtis to record like 2 singles or something, like after Dial Tone. It was like before we got signed. Yeah. It was a year ago, before we got signed, before we did anything. We went back to our producer. It was like, all right, we need to make the next, next big hit, and let's do like a fun like rock song. And then we did Mirror, and he was like, dude, my boy Ekoh lives in Vegas. I tell him come over and see what he can do. And it was like, we were like, okay. So he comes over, we put on like the verse, and he listens to it like a couple of times, like, okay, I got something. Shit, he goes into the vocal booth and like just freestyles his fucking line, his all his parts.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, that was the coolest fucking thing I've ever like experienced. Like, you see that shit all the time with like that one rapper, TikToker, YouTuber guy, the white guy. He does that freestyles with people giving him words, and he freestyles like a whole like song with those words, and like you see that
he's got
online,
like almost like a Little Dicky style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very like it's very cool and talented when you see it like when you watch it through like a screen, but when you're there in person and someone's doing that in like in real life, like right next to you, it's like
It's so
holy
impressive.
shit. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
another like what's it called, like outlook, or I meant like respect to that type of like talent. It's crazy.
Like I liked
But
rap
that's how
before,
it
but I have
happens.
so much more of an appreciation for it.
Yeah, but that's what I was looking for. You don't realize how like crazy that is until you're like in person experiencing it firsthand. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother
A good rapper, their brain just works different, dude.
yeah, it's crazy. Like experiencing that in person was like, wow. And then the song turned out really fucking sick. And then a year later we got signed, and then they're like, Mirror should be like the focus track. I'm like, okay. And then now we're here with Mirror being the last single before the album drops.
Yeah, it's the last little taste that we get of the album before the whole entire thing drops. It's just, here's the last little bit you get. Here's the last little teaser we get before the whole entire thing. But that is incredibly crazy to just you think about that as well, where you guys have Ek come in, just kind of, your producer knows him, bring him in, let's see what happens. And the way that, for me, when I listened through it, the way his vocals worked on Mirror, just as a contrast, especially Josh, what you did in the first verse, it was like you hear more of this aggression in Ekoh's voice, and it kind of, in my mindset, comparing to where I thought the song was going, had like this self-hating sort of energy to it, this aggression towards that, which is a little bit more of a different style from what you were going for in the verses. But the energy overall and just the idea and the emotional flow from one spot to the next, from when your verse went to the chorus, then when Ekoh's verse went to the chorus, all the emotion, the storytelling, everything all went through congruently. It all matched perfectly, even though there was a different tone and different aggression completely going forward between the two. Plus his rap style in there and having more of a quicker pace behind it, a little more of these quicker hits, quicker style vocal, that really amplified everything for me in this song to make not only his part better, but in contrast with that tone and with that pacing, your part even better as well, as all you other guys with the back instrumentals, everything else, just amplifying that every step of the way to bring it to its full feel. Because when you get to the chorus, I mean, you feel it, you hear it, it gets you right here, and you're just like, man, I felt that shit.
Well, thank you.
That's what we try to do.
It's like, I know that's what you guys try to do. It's like every time the times I've seen you guys play live, it's just, I'm always in the pit. I'm always trying to have a blast, push people around, have a good time. But there's always this, whenever I listen to you guys play and see you guys play live, there's this different sort of like emotional weight that always gets added to it, just with the way you guys are making your songs, the way that all the sounds are coming together, all the progressions, how the instrumentals and the vocals are playing together. There's just emotional weight that just hits a little bit harder compared to a lot of other bands that I see. And it takes your sound and turns it into something that I really struggle to find somebody else that has that kind of emotional weight behind it, but can still, hit pounding ground hard like you guys can do at times and just really make it work all together. It's a really unique combination that if I try and describe it, it doesn't work. But if you see you guys play live and you just hear the songs, then you understand it. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah, like I would say the songs are like the conduit to our emotions, and the stage is where we release everything,
That kind of sounds about right. Because the last time I saw you guys would have been at the good old ill-fated Blue Ridge Rock Fest, though, because the one day that actually
boy.
the one day that actually where there was no delay or cancellations or stuff like that, you guys actually played, and I remember I was in the crowd. I'm like, I can see Catch Your Breath again. alrighty, let's have a good time. And as a fan, during your guys' set, I had a good time, and just the emotional weight that you guys were able to put out through the performance, through the vocals, through that live setting, absolutely hit. Even hearing other people talk about people that I was staying with during that weekend, like they were talking, raving about your performance as well. So even if things, at the whole entire festival didn't go good at all, we'll put it that way, you guys were still one of the highlights.
Thank you,
man. Thank you. Definitely just glad we got to play that one at all in general.
Yeah, because there for a minute, it seemed like it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, we don't have
to talk about that day.
Everyone knows.
Yeah, everyone knows about what happened that weekend. Everyone knows about even what happened during those days as well. If anyone wants like an inside look of what happened, everyone can just go and check out what the Tank the Tech, who was tour managing Electric Callboy for their tour, he went through a whole list of what happened. So if you guys want to go check it out there, go check it out there, because it's been said, it's been documented. Yeah.
All hail Tank.
Yeah, all hail Tank. Oh, Tank, can you see? Okay.
Well, they're actually playing like 2-3 bands after us, right? Electric Callboy.
Yeah.
On the same stage. Yeah. So you're like a good first-hand account of
when
exactly
the
what we were
entire
doing.
festival was at that stage, that's when they were playing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I was up, because I saw you guys play, and then all of a sudden, right after, I'm like, okay, I'm running down one of the main stages because Mice and Men was playing, my first time seeing them. Then running all the way back up to the stage you guys played on to catch Woe Was Me, and then chill there and not move because I was not going to miss Electric Callboy playing. It's just, I couldn't do that, especially with how fun their shows look like. I had to go see it. And I'm glad they're like,
how long had it been since Of Mice and Men had played a show before Blue Ridge? I heard it was like a while.
2019, I think.
No way.
Really?
Yeah, because
they haven't played a show since 2019.
Because I remember correctly, they were on tour with like a small run with Evanescence in 2019. I was supposed to go and see them, and I got tickets specifically to see Of Mice and Men. And then Aaron got sick the day of the show, so they pulled out of that one. And then I was supposed to see him another time in 2021, I think maybe 2022, and then they just didn't play. And they're like, nope, we're not doing it. And now it's like, that was their first show back, and now they're going out with Bullet for My Valentine, and they're going over to Europe. It's like, well, looks like they came back. But yeah, everyone was seeing your set, and then pretty much, I remember everyone pretty much just like bum rushed down the hill to go see Of Mice and Men, because it was the first time seeing him in God knows how long. Yeah, like 4 years.
I didn't even know that they had gone on like a live music hiatus, because they were still like releasing music throughout that time. So I just like kind of assumed that they were still touring.
I think everyone kind of did, because whenever, especially coming out of the pandemic, everyone and their mom wanted to tour because we finally could again. But then who knows what happened with them? I don't question. I'm just happy that they're back touring once again.
Yeah, same.
Sure.
I just figured somebody might have more knowledge about what was going on than I did. And you did. You had more knowledge than I did. So.
I had like this much more knowledge than you, just a little bit. A
smidge more is still more, sir.
I concur with that. So again, now we're seeing continuing on, just going, you're right about to release the album right now. You've got your singles out there. Dial Tone still, from the first My Talk guys till now, is still consistently going strong. Like, I have not seen that song die out at all. And of course, the new album coming out, what can we expect on the new album that we haven't heard yet from the singles? Of course, do I want you to give away everything? Absolutely not, because we only have a couple more days to wait.
Expect to feel it. Expect to feel every emotion, probably, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I think the thing to expect is to not have expectations, because we honestly, I wouldn't like putting a genre on us after our album comes out is going to be really hard. We just play music, man. We just make good music.
That's kind of what I was hoping to hear in a way, because when you think about the bands that are, especially in the scene today, that are absolutely massive, that are growing, that are the biggest ones out there, it's the bands that can basically take their sound and do anything with it. Bring Me the Horizon, Bad Omens, Falling in Reverse, or bands that have just found their own unique thing and have just gone full force with it and are killing it, like Knock Loose and Ice Nine Kills. But it's kind of like thinking about where you guys are coming from. It's with what O'Neill said. expect to feel every emotion. And then you get Josh saying that it's going to be hard to put a genre on you guys once this album comes out. That's something that really puts a lot of positivity in my mind, because when I listen to your guys' music, it's the thing that gets me is how you're able to deliver on all that emotion within your songs, how you're able to deliver on it from the vocal side, from the instrumental backing, to how everything comes into play, no matter what song it is. So now all of a sudden, if we get something softer, if we get something harder, if we get something faster paced, if we get something that's all over the freaking map in one song, but it all still hits with that emotional flow, that's really where I think it's going to hit. Because again, now we know exactly what's the core of Catch Your Breath. They're going to make you feel every emotion as powerful as possible. What's their style going to be? It's that. It can go anywhere they want with it. That's the key.
Our style is catch your breath.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that was definitely a goal we set for ourselves when we were thinking about the encompassing sounds going in the album, is to subvert expectations. Well, still, we give the satisfaction when it's due. Like there's riffs, there's beat downs, there's ballads, there's everything, but all done to taste and all done our way. So
now one thing is overly done.
Yeah,
I think it also comes
right.
from we're also eclectic in what we like, and luckily I'm able to do a few different vocal styles so that we're able to actually write pretty much whatever we put our mind to. So I think gather what you've heard from Catch Your Breath before. There's gonna be that on there, but there's also going to be some stuff where we got experimental and we wanted to try out this style of music, or hey, our producer would come up into us and be like, I did a really weird production thing last night, for My Confession, you guys know about, that one's weird. But he came up to us with a weird production idea, and we went with it because we thought it was cool. And I would say that's probably one of the most standout different songs on the album. So there's a lot. We did a lot of stuff. I think we ended up recording almost 20 songs total. So yeah, we experimented a lot. We had a lot of fun, and we wrote some pretty cool shit. I think you guys are really gonna like it.
So remember the last time I talked to you guys, because your producer came in for a little bit and was talking about, again, I think he was talking about Dial Tone, with how it was okay, you knew that one was going to be a hit, how it was going to pop. And just, if he's going to start coming up with some crazy ideas and you guys are able to experiment with them, now that's got me even more interested. Again, seeing where someone who you guys have worked with, put your faith and put your trust in, and you're able to work with your sound around there, play around with it, see where you're going to take these ideas, and now put it into the album and just see where the fans are going to take it. Again, my key is if you guys are able to hit on all those emotional, powerhouse feels that you're able to deliver, which every single song you've put out from this album so far as singles, you have. If that trend just keeps up, when it comes to style, it doesn't matter what style you guys pick, because you guys are going to play around with it. You guys are going to figure out how to deliver on what makes Catch Your Breath great and what's continuing to make you guys into the band that you are going to be going forward. And the best thing about it is, what's the band going to be going forward? It's whatever the hell you guys want to be, because you guys are figuring it out. You guys are able to play with your sound, but you're still able to deliver every step of the way of what you want to deliver. That's huge. It's massive.
Yeah. Kind of our point, to ourselves, is to carve our own path, and we've been really good at doing that. And there have been certain people along the way that have told us oh, you can't do that because nobody does that, or you can't do this because nobody else has done that, or this or that. But we've been able to prove a lot of those people wrong while simultaneously carving our own path. We got a really good team. We owe a lot to Teddy in his online computer skills
prowess,
for sure. The man's a genius. But yeah, we're doing exactly what we said we were going to do, and exactly what we set out to do from the very beginning. We haven't deviated at all, and yeah, we're just kind of sticking with it and trusting that we know what we're doing, and that we've surrounded ourselves with other people who also know what they're doing.
Well, thinking about this, jumping back to the Falling in Reverse tour, take a look at the bands that were on there consistently and how they've pretty much carved out their own path for what they want to do. Falling in Reverse, Ice Nine Kills, Slaughter Prevail, Under Oath. It makes sense all of a sudden to see where you guys landed on there, and you guys are carving your own path in your own way. With Dial Tone blowing up on TikTok, it's, not many songs had really blown up to even at that point where we'd seen what happened with Bad Omens. But all of a sudden now it's like, now you guys are coming in and it's super duper hot. It's working. And you might get people to come out and say, oh, well, that's not how it's done. That's never been done before. Well, every other band that's ever like really hit massively, they're doing stuff that's never been done before. That's what makes it special. If Bring Me the Horizon didn't do whatever the hell they felt like, do you think they'd be one of the biggest bands out there right now? If Ronnie Radke just kept going off of everything that he had ever done on Escape the Fate, Falling in Reverse would be an afterthought right now. If Ice Nine Kills didn't go full into their own ideas and go full into the horror gimmick, which was something that no one had really ever tried before, they wouldn't be opening for freaking Metallica right now and playing in front of, stadiums worth of people. It's bands that just figure out what they want to do. They figure out where they lie within there, how they can use their sound to amplify that and sort of carve their own path out in a way like you guys are doing. Those are the ones that continue to grow, that continue to be the trendsetters, that continue to be the ones that are going to last the longest in the scene going forward. The ones that the fans clamor for, because where else are you going to get something like that from that sound, from the way it makes you feel, than that band right there? From you guys, from Fallen Reverse, from Ice Nine Kills, from Slaughter Prevail. Literally, I could go off and start rattling more off, like even rattling off Bring Me the Horizon once again. It's those bands are the ones that continue to stick out, especially in a time right now where, there's such an availability to get music right now, and there's so much noise to try and break through. You guys are doing it. Like, you guys are literally doing it.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And
Bring Me Horizon's a good example, yeah.
Yeah, and it's somewhere I'm going to say this even too. It's noticeable. Like with you guys, it's noticeable from when I first found out about you guys, first interviewing you guys, seen you guys play a couple of times already, and just seeing the growth that the band has been on. Like, it's happening. And the key is you guys are still wanting more. You guys are still wanting to go after it, continue to grow, continue to expand, just continue to do this stuff and continue to grow within yourselves. And I think this album is going to be one thing that's going to show that to everybody else that hasn't been paying attention yet and validate everybody that has been.
Yeah, man, this is only the beginning. We still have a whole lot to say. We're loudmouths in this band, so.
Oh yeah, and it's only the first album. That's the crazy part.
I said to them that I didn't want to take 3 albums to get to where most of these bands are at. I want to be on, like, by the second album, I wanted to be there,
Hungry.
Yeah, don't be afraid to be different.
Yeah, because if you're gonna end up being just super duper normal, like the episode of SpongeBob where he just gets completely and utterly normal, then you're gonna be sitting at a desk all day, typing in different data points for a company that's paying you maybe $50,000 a year, and you wonder what the hell happened.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if that's what you want to do,
mm-hmm.
then crunch those numbers. Some people really like numbers, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to actually try at what you want to do, because you can try at what you want to do and fail, and at least you tried, or you could fail at something you don't want to do.
Yeah, exactly. What I've kind of figured out too is I'd rather try something. If I failed at it, then I can say, hey, at least I tried, than not try it all and then later on in life looking back and thinking I wish I had tried it, and just constantly living in the world of what if instead of living the world of now and looking back at stuff and memories fondly.
It's such a cliche thing to say though, isn't it? But like it's only cringy if you're someone who has never tried and you just have like that invasive voice that just tells you like, oh, that's so stupid and childish. It's like, why? There are other people who do it. Why can't you? I had a coach when I was growing up, because I played sports, that would always say, why not you? Like, why not you? Why not us? If they can do it, why can't we do it? And for some reason, that's like the one thing out of my entire sports career that I actually took and applied to my life is like, why not you? If you actually put in the effort and try, you can make something out of it. You may not be, if you want to be a YouTuber, you don't have to be, Mr.
PewDiePie.
You don't have to be PewDiePie, but you can make a great living for yourself just doing YouTube and paying your bills. What's wrong with being a middle-class person working on YouTube? You do YouTube for a living. That's awesome. And you're middle class doing it. So you're like, you're not hurting for anything, but you're not like crazy rich. What's wrong with that? It's everybody comparing themselves to everyone else and wanting what everyone else has instead of just doing what they love and taking what they get from it,
Yeah, instead of just comparing yourself to everybody else and trying to one-up everybody, keep up with the Joneses, it's figure out exactly what you want in life and go after that. Because like you said, you didn't want to take 3 albums to get to the point where, people are really recognizing you, starting to get going. You wanted to do that much earlier. You guys are, and looking at what Josh said, why not us? You guys took that and ran with it. You guys are figuring it out. And to the point where, Shame on Me is coming out and you guys have gotten so much more notoriety than so many other bands, maybe almost, 99.9% of artists and bands out there when they release their first album or first real record. Holy shit. I mean, you guys are so much further ahead in the game there and still hungry for more. Can you say, hey, why not us? Why not us? Why not us?
Yeah, we're just out here being the best version of ourselves. And I guess that's what I was trying to say.
We also have a great team.
Yeah.
Great team, but great backing. So that all does play.
It's all about, it's a big part of it is who you surround yourself with. And it's like the same thing in life, who you surrounding yourself with.
What was crazy though? When we're at Aftershock, I should know his name, but the vocalist for Korn.
Jonathan Davis?
Oh, John Davis, yeah.
He was there. It was like we're in the same catering room and everything, and it was just
No.
That
was
my mind.
That was Head.
Was it?
Yeah. Head was there, but still fucking awesome.
Either way, like they were there, and it's like, and I was thinking that to myself. It's weird how when you put yourself in the same room as these people, good things just happen.
Yeah, man.
Even if like you're not directly talking to them, it's just like it's something about that energy, it changes things for you.
It's true.
There's some about that energy, some of that positivity. It just keeps growing. And one thing I actually am now expecting is, especially after hearing, why not us? I'm expecting potentially on this run with From Ashes to New, I'm going to walk up to the merch table and just see you guys have a shirt that says Catch Your Breath on the back. It just says, why not us?
Well, we are thinking about what to do next with our merch design.
Yeah, new designs pretty soon.
Hey, if one of those designs ends up coming out that says, why not us? I will walk up to the merch table, I'll throw down something and yell, shut up and take my money.
I don't want to rub anybody the wrong way just yet.
Who knows? Maybe you guys will maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't, but one can hope, right? Maybe might just end up having a shirt that just says, why not us? And show up at the show and be like, who the heck wore that? Yep. Yeah. We know who that is.
We're gonna try to take this to the freaking stratosphere. We'll see.
We'll see. I got one more question for you guys before we end this and I let you guys go on your merry way. It's something I've been asking every single artist I've had on the podcast for a little bit now, and I wanted to do it with you guys. And I want to get one from each of you. Okay, so we're gonna do 4 total, 1 from each of you guys. Can you each give me one band that you would recommend people to go check out in the scene? Doesn't have to be, you guys have to be anybody that you guys know. It just can be anybody that you recommend go check out. Big, small, whatever. I just want to give people more suggestions on what to check out in rock metal world that you guys are absolutely loving right now.
I got one. I'll go first before people take it from me.
All right. You're up.
Other Dawns just dropped an album and it's really good.
Oh, yeah.
3 Days Grace meets Deftones, but slightly heavier. And it's perfect. Every song actually is super catchy.
He's not wrong. They're and great guys, dude. Super sweet dudes.
Josh turn.
I'll say nice pick. I literally had him on the podcast too, maybe a couple weeks ago because of the new album. And now it's like, I forgot you guys were on tour with them too. But that's a perfect way to put it, man, because I do agree with you.
Yep.
One of my favorite bands, they're kind of breaking out in America right now, but Eminence
Yeah, they're coming on tour.
Super good band. Their vocalist plays the violin while he screams. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, that's a great pick. That is a fantastic pick. And they're coming over to the U.S. at the end of the year, too. So if you guys are able to go check them out, go check them out.
Oh, hell yeah. If they come anywhere near me, I'll go see them.
All right, we got 2 more.
I'll go. Our sweet boys in Until I Wake. Speaking of Imminence, they're going on tour with them next. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they're dropping their deluxe.
Yep. Absolutely love them. Absolutely love their music. Just all around.
Sweetest
boys.
The sweetest boys. All right, we got 1 more to go. Teddy, what you got for me?
Yeah, I was thinking about this the entire time everyone was going. Probably might check out the boys in Archers.
You know, while we're at it, shout out Nerve.
Nerve too.
Nerve. I was gonna say the new Attila, man.
Oh,
that's pretty slapping.
So good.
Like him Franz singing now. I mean, he should keep doing it.
I love his singing voice.
Franz is a great clean singer. Who knew?
Who knew that was possible? And we went from 4 suggestions literally to 6 just in an instant.
All right, we always do this. Okay.
No, but I love this stuff because now we get to know more about other music that we can go check out, what you guys are enjoying, and even connect more with Catch Your Breath and all the other great music that's going to be out there. Because heck, you guys played with Another Day Dawns, you guys played with Until I Wake. Imminence is coming here at the end of the month. Yeah, there's just so much more to go into. It's fantastic. So I want to thank you guys for that because these are some great suggestions.
You're welcome.
Thanks, man.
And as we bring this podcast to conclusion, one thing I like to do is give my guests, which is you guys right now, a chance to say whatever you want to say, plug or a plug, promote or promote at the end of the episode. So guys, floor is yours.
Hey guys, make sure if you haven't yet, if you love Catch Your Breath, go out and pre-order the album. It's available for pre-order right now. It is dropping, I believe, this week on the 20th. Mm-hmm. So now's your chance to go out and get some awesome vinyls, shirts, the album, all on pre-order right now. You can get a digital release. Make sure to go to our Instagram, our Facebook, our TikTok. Give us a like, guys. Follow us. We appreciate it very much. And we'll see you guys out on the Blackout Tour.
Part 1.
November.
That's well said. Now it's time for me to this podcast with 3 specific things. First things first, when it comes to Catch Your Breath, yes, the brand new album called Shame on Me is coming out on the 20th. And best way to keep in contact with Catch Your Breath, knowing the album's coming out, pre-order, pre-save it, get some merch, and get tickets for the Blackout Tour with From Ash to The Word Alive and Ekoh. Go script to the podcast where it says Find Catch Your Breath online. Links and labels for everything there, from social media, YouTube, where to stream this stuff, where to find them online, where to get tickets, and where to get some merch and make all those pre-orders is going to be down there for you guys. So go and do it. I'm doing all the hard work for you. So yeah, go and do it. Now time for number 2, guys. Your second time on the podcast. I did get a chance to you guys out with that Until I Wake tour, and I do not remember if I was able to make good on my promise, where I always promise that when I get you guys perform live for the first time, I will look for you, I will find you, I'll say hi, and first round's on me. This time, I'm not sure if I remembered you guys last time or not, but now I'm up to 2. So I owe you guys 2 rounds this time.
All right, we'll hold you to it.
Best part about it is, I'm seeing you guys back-to-back shows on the Blackout Tour, so I can do one day and one the next.
Hey.
Sounds good.
Which dates are you coming out?
December 12th in Milwaukee and December 13th in Chicago.
December 13th is my birthday.
Oh, dear God.
Oh,
okay,
no.
Yep.
We're going to get wild.
It's going to be wild, and I'm going to be the one that has to finance it now.
Will the people in my life please stop being born in December? Christmas is in that month. For the love of God, you're killing me.
I'm not buying you 2 gifts.
Bro, you're getting 1 gift on the 20th.
1 big ass gift.
Say I would have to disagree with you, gentlemen, because my birthday's also in December.
Oh no. Make it stop. Somebody help.
Dude, no, it's crazy. My dad, 2 of my nieces, my fiance, now you. Is there anybody else?
My birthday's in December too.
Oh yeah, Teddy. Yeah, I forget. You're the 23rd.
Yep.
Dude, Stop it. Stop it with December.
Everyone stop. Everyone
After
Plan
the
it
album
out.
drops.
Stop having babies in December. There's too many of you.
Yeah, re-roll your birth certificate.
we
Come
were
on.
Yeah.
or we will take over. Or we will take over all the December birthdays. Oh, yeah. Well, guys, now it's time for number 3. As I bring to conclusion, I cannot say goodbye because I love talking with you guys in the podcast. It's always a great time. I can't wait to do it again. And I'll see you guys in the Blackout Tour again, December 12th and 13th. We'll have a blast. We'll have a good time. And it's not goodbye, gentlemen. This is. I'll see you later.
Later.
Till next time.
Well, folks, this is my interview with the guys from To Catch Your Breath. Remember, they're Josh, Teddy, Keenan, and Onell. Now it's time for Kevin's final thought. I'm going to make this one really quick because watching this band grow over the past year has been fantastic. And recently I had a conversation with somebody, name is Wes, from the band Flat Black. That episode coming out next after this one. And we talk about how there's not that many like big new bands that are coming out of nowhere. Or like coming up really. It takes them so long to get going. You know, we've seen Bad Omens, we've seen Spirit Box, seen Sleep Token, kind of seen Flat Black as well, but Catch Your Breath is right in there as well. And the way they're doing it is just with that why not us mentality, forging their own path and continuing forward as best as possible. It's something that you really want to watch and get behind because it continues to show the growth of rock music, rock and metal music, and just what happens when you believe in yourself and you're able to go forward with it and you kind of have the mentality of, you know, why not us? You know, they're forging their own path with this stuff, with Dial Tone, with how it blew up on TikTok, with what they're able to go forward with it by always focusing in on what they're doing and building the best team around them. They're going to put themselves in the best position possible. So like Onell said, he wanted to be, you know, at the point where the band's getting a lot of notoriety. Not by the third album, but by the point where they're at now. They already do have a lot of notoriety. I mean, they played on a tour that had consistently 10,000 people a night. And now they're going out on tour again with From Ashes to New and the Word Alive. Like, they're ending the year off in incredible fashion with this brand new album. They could go on their own headline run by the end of the year. Or by end of 2024, I should say. I'm expecting it. And I hope it happens. So when it comes to Catch Your Breath, please, please, please follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the stuff in the description of the podcast. Go watch your videos on YouTube. Please pre-save the album Shame on Me and go stream it when it comes out on the 20th. Get some merch, get your tickets to the Blackout Tour From Ashes to New, all in the description of the podcast. Also, make sure you follow us on the Chord Progression Podcast, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, links in the description of the podcast below. Also, you know, you can hit subscribe right down here to watch and subscribe to the podcast so you can get notified every time we have interviews every single Tuesday and Thursday and new reactions every single Friday. We're also audio versions, Spotify, Podcast, iHeartRadio, Amazon. Subscribe to those podcast episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. Same one as these. Oh, yeah. Thank you guys for checking that out. And on that note, that's for today, guys. Thank you for watching, listening to the Chord Progression Podcast. My name is Kevin, and you guys know how I end every single one. I'm the big, healthy, and hearty. See ya!